Lyria kann warten, alles gut. So, Hallihallöchen und herzlich willkommen hier wieder zurück bei Granblue Fantasy. Ja, heute wollen wir einen Questschalter, denn heute wollen wir uns mal ein paar Schicksalsepisoden ansehen, denn, oh Gott, wir kriegen von denen echt auch Schicksalsepisoden. Wir haben hier so viele Filme zu gucken, dass ich jetzt einfach meine Fresse halten werde und wir werden uns einfach diese ganzen Filmchen, werden wir uns einfach mal ein bisschen angucken. Das ist nämlich gar nicht mal wenig. Also, Abfahrt.
Skyfarers, we need your aid. Goblins in Tempeal.
We were at the dock in Folka, taking care of landing procedures, when a panicked old merchant rushed toward us. In between his wheezing, he explained that a shipment of relief supplies headed for Tempeal had been intercepted by monsters. Tempeal reminded me of Id and how he had totally beat our butts. It was embarrassing, yeah, but what's worse, it reminded me of losing Lyria.
Tempeal, huh? Maybe this time around I can actually help out.
That wasn't Vern's usual peppy tone. He was probably reliving those bad memories, just like me. I guess after you've spent as much time together as we have, you pretty much share a brain. It wasn't going to be a fun journey to Tempeal for either of us. But we were Skyfarers, and desperate times called for brave faces. Anyway, goblins. Smart. Fast. That meant we wouldn't have the luxury of time. We needed to throw together the minimum amount of supplies needed for the journey and head out. I turned to Vern so we could discuss game plans, but then I saw his ears were droopy.
If we're fighting goblins, then we should have them licked by lunch.
Something was wrong, but with the hasty flight preparations, I couldn't spare the few minutes to investigate. Pull through it, Vern, I thought. We need you.
Armer kleiner Vern. So, oh Gott, wir haben schon wieder die nächste, ne? Muss ich da kämpfen? Ich habe das Gefühl, dass wir hier kämpfen müssen. In dem Quest muss Case alleine spielen. Ah, naja, ganz klasse. Ja, das kann ja was werden. Stand zwar jetzt was von Gruppe, aber wir gucken mal.
A little less than an hour later, it was time to depart. But Vern was nowhere to be found.
Hurry, Skyfarers! We can't waste another second!
The later we got there, the more supplies would be stolen or destroyed. This could add up to weeks or even months of delay in Tempeal's restoration. Vern, I hope you're okay, bud. I was worried out of my mind, but a captain's gotta do what a captain's gotta do. I left a message for Vern with the merchant, and we set out.
Goblins? I can't even fight stinking goblins! What good am I? Just a scaredy lizard who brings everybody down. Man. If only I was more like my pal, swinging swords and shooting spells. Then I'd finally be able to help out. Maybe I could have stopped Avia from taking Lyria. Maybe I could have done something. How do you live the skyfaring life without combat skills? Heck, I can't even blow sparks, much less fire. What kind of dragon can't breathe fire? Ha! I tell everybody I'm a cool dragon, but I'm just a faker.
You are unworthy.
You were right, Ed. I'm not worthy. Not worthy of being in the crew. Not worthy of being the captain's best bud.
Ah, finally, here you are! I was looking everywhere for you.
Uh-huh. What did this old dude want with me?
Your captain left you a message. The crew's gone on ahead, but as an indispensable member of the Grand Cipher, They want you with them as soon as possible, and that's an order.
Indispensable? That meant like VIP, right? Me? For a second there, I was about to blow it off. Like, yeah, right, my bud's just saying that. But then I remembered, this crew had always kept it real. No lies, no flattery. Yeah, we kicked butt because we believed in one another. These guys were my best friends. And maybe we weren't perfect. I mean, we lost to Id, but my bud put his captain boots on and got right back up and tried again. It was never about swords or magic. It was about always moving forward, never giving up. And more than anything, it was about being there for each other. What was I worrying about? Who cares if I couldn't fight? There are 1,000,002 ways to help on an adventure. I mean, you try questing without a cook or a healer.
Hello? Merchant of Vern, do you read me? If you're done daydreaming now, I've got a ship ready to go.
It was time to get a move on, or I wasn't worth my scales. Sorry, everybody. Your pal Vern is on his way.
Und wir müssen jetzt kämpfen.
There we go. Let's do it to it.
The supply should be this
Quest
way.
starten.
Let's move.
Uh-oh.
Wir müssen wirklich kämpfen.
Stock's running low. We'll be okay against a few goblins. Right?
Hopefully. Just don't overdo it.
Ich will mal selbst sehen, dass ich wieder klarkomme.
Sure hope Vern's okay.
He was really down, wasn't he? Poor Vern.
Get out of our way! We're in a hurry here.
Come if you dare. How about no?
Take him out! Catch this!
Meine Güte. Ich weiß gar nicht, wo Eugen ist.
Damn, they're back for more. Right when we were about to cross a finish line.
I see people!
Looking
Over
good!
there, by the supplies! We have to go help them!
Buffen. Okay, das Buffen war jetzt ziemlich nutzlos. Aber man kann ja auch mal so tun, als ob es cool aussieht, ne? Finde ich hier Gegenstände oder... Ich glaube, es ist nur Durchlaufen.
Folks doing okay?
Skyfair! We're doing better now. We need these supplies to repair 10 fuel. Please, would you protect them? We're on it. Take
Ja, ja,
okay?
ich protecte so viel wie ich kann.
Just like that! Looking good!
Ready for pain?
Ich mag diesen Sensen-Typen. Ich finde schön, dass er da ist. Bitte.
Heads up, goblin reinforcements. Just
Schon wieder?
don't quit.
Hätte ich jetzt nicht weglaufen sollen. Okay.
Did you miss me? Took me forever to catch up.
Vern, was that an explosive? When did you get bombs?
Here come more of those stinking gobbles. Can you take them?
Sure can.
Nee, können wir nicht. Muss ich jetzt hier lang? Ich glaube, ich muss hier nicht lang. Oh, ich muss hier wirklich nicht lang. Okay. Der Sensentyp, den wir uns letztes Mal geholt haben, ne? Voll übel.
If those goblins manage to steal any more of the supplies, then the relief effort's good as done. No kidding. They've already hauled half our grain to higher ground.
Higher ground? Sounds like a job for a cool dragon.
That's a great idea, Vern. Put your wings to use.
Are you sure you can manage? What if the goblins spot you?
Piece of cake. I'll be back in 30 seconds or your money back.
Was will er jetzt?
Looking good.
It's over.
I found some of the stolen supplies. They're safe and sound.
Catch this! Looking good.
Second punch.
Looking good.
Back to it.
I brought potions. Everyone feeling better?
Thanks, Vern. You're a lifesaver.
Danke für die Tränke, aber ehrlich, die brauche ich nicht.
Catch this! Beat him down!
Come if you dare.
Looking good.
Aber,
Just like that.
aber, okay, jetzt müssen wir ein bisschen konzentrieren. Aber,
Close call.
so auf 4.
Looking good. Take him out.
Attack! Cover it!
I'll get him.
Good job, crew.
You
Did you
don't
like
say.
that?
Reagan leg.
Kommen wir halt leider nicht hoch, weil der viel zu hoch fliegt. Wie soll ich denn fliegende Monster erledigen? Durch Zauberei? So, gewonnen.
The enemy have started their retreat. I think the worst has passed.
Thanks to you Skyfarers, Tempeal's finally gonna be rebuilt. We owe you everything. Vern was the real MVP.
Aw, shucks. I bet you say that to all your lifelong pals.
Ja, sage ich auch zu all meinen Freunden. Dein Pech.
Skyfarers never fail.
Sehr schön. Was auch immer Slot bedeutet, wir haben auf jeden Fall jetzt einen Slot mehr.
After we'd secured the supplies, Vern talked about how he didn't think he was good enough for the crew. Obviously, he was the only one that felt that way. I'd always appreciated his support. During fights, he was a supply runner, lookout, and cheerleader. And both on and off the battlefield, he was my courage. But even the best people, and dragons, get discouraged sometimes. I really should have been more vocal about my appreciation. I made sure he knows now. We won the day because he came flying to the rescue. Just like I knew he would.
I'll always be there for you, pal.
He was back to his old self, basking in the praise of the crew. Which caused his ego to swell like a balloon. Hey, who doesn't need a little confidence boost after a dip? And Vern, let me just say it now. I value you. And all the hard work you do. From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Ach, ein Siegelslot. Ah, alles klar. Das ist auch noch sogar verdammt hilfreich. Das ist ja auch noch verdammt hilfreich. Oh Gott, wir haben noch echt viel damit zu tun, ne? Also das ist wirklich langwierig. Das ist wirklich verdammt langwierig, alle zu machen. Aber weißt du was? Wir machen, guck mal, wir können jetzt Catalina bis hier machen. Und alle anderen ja, denke ich mal auch, wa? Wir können ja erstmal die machen, die wir definitiv auch dabei haben. Das ist Vasage oder wie der heißt. Wen haben wir sonst dabei? Ayo und Eugen, glaube ich. Den nehmen wir jetzt mal. Wir nehmen jetzt erstmal Vasage hier. Erstmalige Belohnung. Wir kriegen dafür ja auch noch was. Wir kriegen ja Angriff und Verteidigung dafür, also es lohnt sich.
Foul smell fills the air as my dissolving limbs grow black.
Protect the captain! Get him somewhere safe!
No, leave me. Run.
As long as you're alive, we can rebuild. We promised, didn't we?
Our lives are in your hands!
You're not allowed to make this sacrifice for me. Please, save yourselves. I'll never forget the memory of that day. My conceit put us in that mess, but I was the only one who made it. After all the good times we shared, after all the pain, they would have to live on in my memory. Once I could pick myself back up again, I began to temper my body. I swore I'd never let the same tragedy repeat itself. It wasn't long before this husk became resilient, augmented and conditioned to withstand even lightning. I no longer felt physical pain, or much of anything at all. It was preferable that way. I could be a shield to protect others, to protect them from the same tragedy that befell my crew. Having lost my place in the world, I found a home in the society, and quickly became contractor to the seal weapon, Great Scythe Grynoth. My missions were simple: hunt primal beasts or exterminate the foe. I did my job so that I could keep people safe, to aid them in their time of need. But despite my best efforts, I still failed. I was powerless when Vern was kidnapped right in front of me. Worst of all, I could do nothing but watch as our hopeful new recruit was cut down. What good was I when I couldn't even protect a single one of my comrades? Maybe the real mistake was believing I could do good in the first place. I joined the society to protect others, which sounds noble on paper, but in reality, it was all for my own sake. I'm the reason that my old crew, my family, found an early grave. It was only right that I spend the rest of my meager life in atonement. At least, that's the excuse I told myself. In truth, another part of me was deluded into thinking I could free myself from the guilt, but only if I could change into another person. Turns out that being immune to physical torture does nothing to protect your heart from psychological torment. Speaking of mental suffering, not long after I joined the society, Ilsa assigned Zeta as my partner. The old me would have worked with her just fine, but too much had changed. Her blunt honesty rubbed me the wrong way. A man can only take so much random commentary before he goes insane. Even Ilsa called her Pupper, which was kinder than what I had in mind back in those days. But it was an apt name, considering all of her barking. I didn't care about forging a real partnership with Zeta. Every time we had a mission together, I just wanted to finish it as fast as possible. But it backfired. Whenever I pushed her away, she pushed back 10 times harder. She was determined to know me. I would have never admitted it out loud, but I was afraid. After all, the closer you are with someone, the harder it is to cope with their loss. As for why I joined the captain's crew, well, I had my reasons. The captain's father was awaiting our crew in Estalucia, and that meant duking it out with primals and gathering sky map pieces along the way. The captain was strong and humble, had a knack for overcoming hardship. With leadership like that, I knew this crew could actually make it. That's not to say they were running a flawless operation. The way I saw it, they had two big problems. Vern and Lyria, the Red Dragon and the Girl in Blue. It's true they were core members of the crew, but they possessed powers which could represent grave consequences for the skies. Should one overflow with astral energy, or the other absorb enough primal power, they would be erased and herald the destruction of everything as we know it. It was possible the captain could reach Estalucia without any sacrifices, but I wasn't the type to bet on fate. These kids needed a shield. This body of mine would protect them all, no matter what came to pass. At least, that's what I intended. During the fight against the Moon Dwellers, I lost myself to the Atomagod Grynoth's power and raised my scythe against the crew. As pathetic as it was, I became the very threat I swore to protect them from. That was why I prepared a way to stop my own heart. I wouldn't hurt my comrades again. If I couldn't protect anyone, then the least I could do was make sure I could do no more harm.
What are you playing at, Vaseraga? Is this your penance after what happened to Lester?
I was fine with sacrificing myself, as long as I could save someone else. A part of me even believed I deserved such a fate.
I hate when you act alone. You could have come to me for help first, you know? We're partners, damn it!
I couldn't feel pain, but somewhere inside I felt like a wound had split me in two. It took me far too long to realize that it hurt my comrades to see me suffering. That I had chosen to run instead of face my fears.
Did you hear me, you big lug? You're not gonna drop dead on us. Not on my watch.
My partner's instincts were sharp enough to cut right through me. But it was her words, honest and blunt, which shattered the walls around my cowardly heart. The pain I should have dealt with a long time ago came spilling out, but this time it was accompanied by a burning desire. We're going to survive this, together. And that's the way it's been ever since.
Ich habe überhaupt gar keine Ahnung, in was für einer Timeline das hier spielt. Irgendwie ist er in meiner Crew, aber irgendwie auch doch nicht und irgendwie dies und weiß ich nicht. Bedingung zum Erwachen nicht erfüllt, okay. Dann gucken wir uns erstmal IO an. IO. Weil LP, Angriff, brauchen wir halt alles. Was haben wir nach da rein? Wir gucken erstmal IO.